What's going on, guys? This is Mickey Martin coming at you again with another guitar tutorial, and today I'm going to teach you The Metal by Tenacious D. I've got my guitar tuned in drop D, and I didn't even realize this song was in drop D because it starts off with an E power chord and goes on from there, and then in that ending portion when the guitar gets all fuzzy and low right before that big metal ending is when it goes to drop D. So if you don't want to change guitars or switch tunings mid-song, you'll want to start in drop D. So let me show you this first section we're going to work on. Alright, so what we're doing in this section is we're starting with a bar chord, which since we're in drop D, is just a little bar on the E and A string, 2nd fret. And we'll go up to the 5th fret with our pinky, same pattern, E and A, little bar. And our strumming pattern is going to be... Here, I'll take a little fuzz off the guitar. So that first hammer off pull off section, we're only going to strum 3 times. The first strum is going to be on the 3rd fret of the A string, and then we'll pull off to 2 and open on the A string. And then you'll strum 2 and pull off to open. And strum 2 again, and then you'll hammer onto 3, pull off to 2, and pull off to open. Watch my strumming hand. And then we'll repeat. And you'll stop on that 2nd fret of the A string. And we already practiced strumming on that note, so it should be easy to stop there. And then repeat again. And then it'll change here. We'll go to the 3rd fret on the E and A string. And go into the 2nd hammer off pull off section. So we'll start on 3 of the D string and we'll pull off to 2 and pull off to open. And then we'll strum 2 and we'll strum open because we'll have to strum it twice. So, and then we'll go back to 2 and back to open. So, and then we'll go 2 to hammer onto 3, pull off to 2, and pull off to open. So the whole thing is... And if you notice, I'm strumming on 3 to begin, and then I'm strumming, and then I'm pulling off to the next open, and strumming once more. This is one of the trickiest parts of the song right there, so get that down and you should be good to go. So that part right there is just our 2nd fret power chord to the 5th fret power chord in that strumming pattern. So that's the whole verse section, and from there it goes into where Jack Black just screams, "Ah, yeah!" And for that portion, the guitar goes. And then again. Hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah, well. Or whatever he says there, but you know where we're at in the song. So right there we're doing a 7th fret A string power chord, and then down to a 5th fret A string power chord. And when I say A string power chord, we're playing the A string on the 5th fret, and then we're barring the 7th fret of the D, G, and B string. And then we'll go, so from 7 to 8. And then from here, we'll go up to 10. So it goes 10, 8, 7. And you play that twice before he does his hey-oh, way-ya-ya-ya, way-yo, or whatever he's saying there. You know how Jack Black does. But then we'll go into the clean guitar portion. And let me change my amp to the clean channel. So for this portion, you could get away with a pick. I like to use my fingers. A lot of times I'll just put my pick in my mouth. We're going to start right up here on the 10th fret. Just a bar chord, just like we were playing on that last screaming section. And the strumming pattern here is going to be, and it's pretty quick, so you'll have to get this down. That's A, D, G, B, G, D. And from there, we'll just go down 1 fret and change our bar chord to a minor A formation. So that's going to be 9th fret A string, 11th fret D, 11th fret G, and then 10th fret B string, with the 9th fret you're barring all the way through. And then bring that same shape down 2 frets. So, and you're going to play this one twice. And then you'll repeat the pattern. So the whole thing will sound like this. And on the second time through, you'll only play this chord once, because for the timing of the second time you would have played it, you'll play this. And this is 7th fret on the A string, 8th fret on the B string, down to 5th fret on the A string with 7th fret on the B string, 3rd fret on the A string with 5th fret on the B string, and then 2nd fret on the A string with 3rd fret on the B string. And from here we'll go up to a C bar chord, which is 3rd fret of the A string, and then 5th fret all the way through. And it's the same strumming pattern. And that's up 2 frets to a D bar chord, same shape. And we'll go back up to our E minor bar chord, which is the 7th fret with the A minor formation. We were just playing, it was the last chord of the last little chord progression. And after you play this, you'll do this little pull-off lick. And that's pulling off the B string from the 8th fret to the 7th. So you're going to be pulling off to the bar that you already have set here. So you're going to pull your middle finger off, and then you're going to pull your pinky off, which is the G string from the 9th fret to the 7th. And then you'll play your D string, which is already set on the 9th fret. And then you'll repeat it. and then this one will go, and it'll lead back into the metal section. So that whole that whole clean guitar portion. All right, and from there we go back into the beginning, which we already learned. And then after that, it'll go right back into the screaming portion again. And from there is where it goes into the drop D portion. Jack Black says something along the lines of, "The metal, it comes from hell." So what we're doing here is we're hitting our open, just low 3 strings, making our drop D power chord. And that's 3rd fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the A string. And you'll slide up. So that's 6 to 5 on the A string. Slide up again. That's 9 to 8. And this is where the guitar is just super fuzzy. It's like crackly. It sounds awesome. I'm not sure how to do it, maybe with like 4 fuzz pedals. But this is that part right there. And on that second time through, you're noticing my strum pattern. That almost like triplet chug. Da, 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 da. And that begins the second time through of that fuzzy guitar portion. And then the real, or not real, normal guitars come in. So what we're doing here is we're starting with our open D. Just a nice little power chord. And that's from our A string power chord on the 3rd fret down to the 2nd fret. 2 more times with that open D. And then you'll do 2 little palm muted Ds. That'll lead us into this hammer-on section. And that's from the 2nd fret of the A string. You're hammering onto the 3rd, pulling back off to the 2nd, and then pulling off to open. So that's 2 on the A string, back to open. And then 3, 2, open on the low, I guess we'll call it a D string because we're tuned to drop D. And if you notice, I'm strumming 3 times on that first note, on the 2, and then on the 3 of the low D. After we repeat that for the 2nd time, on that last open D there, we're going to start going. And this will lead into our last hammer-on pull-off section. So what I'm doing here, there's two different hammer-on pull-off sections even though we're using the same notes. So the first one is, so we'll start on open on the A string, and you'll hammer on to 2, pull off to open, hammer on to 3, pull off to open, and then hammer back on to 2 and pull off to open. And then from there we'll go down to 3 on the low D string and pull off to open. And then go 3 to 5, back to 3, 2, and then open, all on the low D. So that's... And if you notice, I'm only strumming 3 times. At the first note, at the first time we play the 3rd fret of the low D string, and also the second time. And the second pattern we're going to play, you'll start on the open string of the A again. And this time we're going to go to 2, hammer on to 3, pull off to 2 and pull off to open. Go back to 2 and then pull again off to open. So. And then we'll go down to 3, pull off to open, go back to 3, up to 5, 3, 2, open. So it's very similar to the last pattern we played, just a little different on the beginning of it. And you'll play it through just like that. You'll repeat 2 times for each way through. So this is how that ending portion will sound. And that's the end of the song right there. So if you guys enjoyed this one, please give me the thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. If there are any videos you'd like to see in particular, please let me know down in the comment section. I do read all of them, but I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you have a great day out there. Thanks so much. Peace.